It's opening night of Frozen, and the stakes have never been higher. Kristen here, and we're talking about High School Musical, the musical, the series, Season 3, Episode 8. It is finale day, people! Let's break down this episode and what's coming next going into Season 4. So it's Ricky's birthday, it's opening night, we got Big Red returning, Miss Jen, even Nini, who are all going to be here for this high-stakes, live-streamed version of Frozen the camp is putting on. And while the producer Channing is like, we need to get as much reality gold as we can.
They are ruining the live stream.
Happy
Okay, I need something to go off the rails here.
The Wildcats are like, we are theater kids, and we're gonna do what theater kids do, which is, put on the show. On with the show, people. And I would say for the most part, the show does go off without a hitch. That is until Channing decides to turn off the lights in the middle of Let It Go. But Courtney pushes through, and with the support of the audience shining a light on her, continues the performance and really shines. And I think throughout the production, you really get to see how each Wildcat has grown over the course of the summer and learned really important lessons. Like at the beginning of the summer, Carlos was like, I don't know about camp, and now he doesn't want to leave. Or Courtney has been dealing with a lot of anxiety, and she has a really great conversation with Alex where they talk about how anxiety is not something you ever really get over, you just learn to deal with it, and that's the feeling that happens when you're about to do something brave. And I really loved that message. As I mentioned, Nini comes back and kind of visits everyone at camp, and she leaves those traditional notes that she always left before the show for everyone. And she and Courtney had a really great moment, and I enjoyed seeing that because I felt like, they were the two best friends from the very beginning. In the first season, Courtney was always supporting Nini. Now in this season, you get to really see Nini return that favor and support Courtney in her big moment. I thought was really beautiful. And Nini has this revelation that, there's a lot of talent at East High already. Let those people do their thing for senior year. And she's going to go to school in California because she's been thriving there, connecting with Marvin and writing music. And it's just a better fit for her. So I think through that, it's very clear that this is the final season of High School Musical, the series for Olivia Rodrigo. And I think she went on in a nice way where she did get to have a little bit of a moment with the Wildcats and not make it a whole big thing, but kind of like leave on her own terms. This was a pretty jam-packed episode. It was also one of the longer episodes of the season at 50 minutes. And we got a bunch more songs than we normally get. So let's talk about some of those performances. First off, we had This Is Me from Camp Rock. That was led by Emmy, and then kind of the other cast members joined her. I thought this was a bit random. While I enjoyed the sentiment behind the song and like everyone coming into their own, I felt like it didn't make sense for Emmy to lead this song because she hadn't really been a significant character throughout the season. I just think it would have made more sense if a different character that was more central to the story kicked that off. We've got Carlos singing It's Summer as Olaf. This was a lot of fun. And it was interesting to see how they set up the costume for Olaf, where he was kind of on this like string pulley moving back and forth. And you know that I've been waiting for Let It Go, and I gotta say they did not disappoint. They really made it a whole moment, especially with the lights going out, everyone shining their phone lights on Courtney, her continuing the song, Gina kind of stepping in and saving the day by putting the lights back on, and the way that they had the sets moving when she was using her snow powers, and then the costume change, it was just epic. And I thought Dara Renee did a great job, and I love the option to go up on the notes at the end, just showing off her vocals. I loved it. Ricky doing Kristoff's Lullaby was really beautiful. I thought they made the set so gorgeous with the lights and the colors and everything. There was some little, awkward eye contact between Ricky, EJ, and Gina, but, I think that was just foreshadowing more Ricky and Gina tension and connection. And then Corbin Bleu really kind of turned things around. He was originally on the side of Channing and the reality show and bringing out the drama, and he sort of switches teams there and he joins the Wildcats. He remembers Miss Jen as, their favorite extra from the original High School Musical movies, which was really funny because that was something they joked about in the first season.
You were our favorite extra.
You were my favorite Corbin.
He does the Wildcat chant with them.
What team?
He's doing it.
Wildcats. What team?
Wildcat!
What team?
Wildcat!
Wildcats!
Get your head in the game!
And then he and Miss Jen and the kids break out into Every Day, and it was a little bit cheesy, but it was fun. They're signing the Frozen sign. They're around the fire pit having fun. They got sparklers and just having that last hurrah of camp. And then I was not expecting this, but they jump ahead a full month to the Frozen the Musical, the documentary premiere, which I thought was so exciting. You know, you have them each on the red carpet kind of sharing what they learned, you know, about sisterhood, about being yourself, about following your dreams no matter what your parents say, as, you know, by the end, EJ's dad still never really supported what he was trying to do. They even had Ricky do like a, I'm Ricky and you're watching Disney Plus, like the whole, like, you're watching Disney Channel. I just thought that was hilarious.
I'm Ricky Bowen and you're watching Disney Plus.
And they're going to show the documentary, but they show them the trailer first. And oh my god, it's so much drama. They cut all the clips in a way that makes it seem like there's, you know, people talking about each other or in relationships that aren't. They just took everything out of context, and I think it's going to be really funny.
Oh God, we should not have signed that release.
They're teasing like, oh, are they going to be famous after this? Like, how is this going to affect them after the documentary comes out? And I'm curious to see if that's going to have any influence in season 4. They also have Big Red revealing that he's bi at the end of the trailer.
I'm Big Red, I'm Ashlyn's boyfriend, and I'm bi.
Good for him.
Which could be very interesting going into season 4, because now both he and Ashlyn have revealed that they're very sexually fluid, and like, how is that going to affect their relationship? And I was thinking that that moment of Ricky revealing that he likes Gina secretly being recorded in the bushes was going to have like a big impact on the season, and it really didn't at all. They didn't even show that moment, and Gina in fact told Ricky that she likes him.
Not that night in your car after homecoming, or when I made you that hat at Thanksgiving and the floppy little ears look so dumb, but it's honestly the cutest thing I've ever seen. You aren't a maybe. You're a yes.
And they kiss, and Rina is officially canon. This is it. It's happening, people. So I'm really excited for season 4 now. We've already kind of discussed some of those relationship things. I'm also curious, will this documentary have like any impact on how the Wildcats are treated in season 4? But we also got a big announcement at D23 that the musical they're going to be doing in season 4 is High School Musical 3 senior year, so that's going to be exciting. I'm curious to see who's going to be cast as who. It really feels like Ricky and Gina are the Troy and Gabriella of this show. You know, EJ will have graduated at this point, so what kind of role will he play? I'm not really sure. And I'm like, oh, did Frankie Rodriguez kind of tease for us a little bit that they were going to be doing High School Musical 3 senior year? Because when I interviewed him for this season, I asked him what's a song that he would love to do in season 4.
Can I have this dance from High School Musical 3?
I'm like, ooh, maybe that was a little teaser right there. And at the same time, not only did we learn what musical they're doing, we also find out the cast of the original High School Musical films are going to be coming to East High to film High School Musical 4 The Reunion. And our Wildcats are going to get a chance to be extras. So this just blows my mind, because we already had Casey Stroh, Lucas Graybill, and Corbin Bleu make appearances over the course of these 3 seasons. And now we found out that they're planning to do a whole High School Musical 4 reunion within the show. Very meta, which I love. And it makes me wonder, like, there were photos of Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron in front of East High in recent months. Was that them sort of teasing that they are coming back for the reunion? I'm crossing my fingers that everyone comes back, because I think that would be so fun, and that we get to see them do musical numbers with this new cast. And I want to leave a little bit of sentiment from Monique Coleman when I talked to her and Corbin Bleu about a Christmas movie they did last year, and I was kind of asking her like about the impact of High School Musical for them.
I feel like they really did pick the perfect way to continue the franchise, you know, and I'm so excited for the new class and the new generation of young people and them sort of getting to be a part of that magic. And I mean, I can't really imagine or know where we would fit into all of that, but I would be open to it. You know, I'm open to sort of seeing what that could be. And also allowing them to just like have this really delicious experience. Like, we got to live and breathe High School Musical for almost 4 years at a very pivotal time in all of our lives, and it changed the course of our lives forever. And it's so much so that we're still talking about it now. And to have something like that in this industry, especially right now where there's so many reboots, you know, we're getting to see what has made an indention and an impact on culture. And to know that we made that impact on culture, for me, is enough. But obviously, if the fans or people wanted to see more, we would, if it made sense, we would of course be open to it.
To wrap things up, I want to share my overall thoughts on season 3, which is I thought it was way better than season 2. I still think season 1 is peak for me because I really loved how they dove so deep into that mockumentary style, and they had so many High School Musical references and parallels. As we get into these other seasons, they're adding so many elements. So this season really had elements of like Camp Rock and High School Musical 2 and Frozen, and paralleling the character stories with all of those. So there's kind of a lot to focus on. You also only got 8 episodes and there's so many people to follow. So it really felt like this season we only got to focus on Gina, Ricky, and EJ, and then Jet and Maddox. So that the storylines of Carlos, Courtney, and Ashlyn, while they were very important and told stories that like should be told, like anxiety and sexuality and body image, they didn't get to go further with them because they were mainly like the B-plot storylines, and I would have liked to see them get more attention. Although I gotta say, I love the casting of Frozen, centering Gina and Courtney, 2 Black women, as Anna and Elsa. I think that's so powerful and so important to be able to see characters in a different light. I think that's really inspiring to so many young people in what they're able to accomplish and achieve. I also really loved all of the meta references throughout the season and how funny they were. Corbin Blue playing an over-the-top version of himself, he did a phenomenal job. Definitely a standout. One of my favorite performances I think of the season had to be him and Gina and that basketball-themed performance. I thought it just really bridged the 2 High School Musical worlds together really well. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this season of High School Musical, the series, and what's coming up for season 4. Are you excited for it? Do you have any theories already on casting for senior year? I'm really crossing my fingers that the OG characters all come back for this High School Musical 4, the reunion that they're filming within the show. I think that's going to be epic. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!